Hello, and thank you for walking a mile in her shoes with Sarah Circle. This guided audio tour will take you on a mile-long walk through Uptown, the neighborhood where Sarah Circle operates. As you walk, please take care to pay attention to traffic and other pedestrians. Walking directions will be provided as you continue, but if you haven't already, you may begin your walk from the Argyle Red Line now. From the Argyle Red Line, walk east toward the lake and then take a right onto Sheridan Road. Sarah Circle needs your help spreading the word about women's homelessness. At any point during this mile-long walk, please snap a picture or record a video of yourself using the hashtag #WelcomeHomeWalk. Be sure to tag Sarah Circle once you add it to social media. Sarah Circle was founded in 1979 in an apartment just a mile south of here on Broadway. The agency was completely staffed by volunteers for over a year. At that time, women at Sarah Circle were provided limited meal service, bathroom privileges, toiletries, social activities, and weekly access to bathing facilities and a change of clothing. The three women who started Sarah Circle saw the plight of women who were homeless in the wider community and wanted to do something to help. They saw the humanity in these women and recognized the dangers of being alone on the street. The volunteers sought to provide basic needs as well as a sense of community for women in need, women like Carolyn.
I was born and raised on the south side of Chicago. I went to college for 2 years, but dropped out when I became pregnant. My boyfriend at the time did not stick around to support me. I signed up for classes at the Computer Learning Center, and while they initially wouldn't let me enroll because I was pregnant, I presented my determination in a persuasive letter in which I demonstrated my commitment to going to school despite my pregnancy. I ended up having a miscarriage. I graduated with honors in computer operations and was one of 2 females in my entire graduating class. Upon graduating from the program, I worked in the computer operations field. I found, though, that it was difficult to maintain a job in what seemed like mainly a man's field. I relocated to Indiana for a fresh start. I began struggling with a variety of health problems, including congestive heart failure, arthritis, and diabetes. I lost access to my source of transportation and began missing days of work. I lost my job, and soon I became homeless. In Indiana, there are not many shelters for single women, so I returned to Chicago and stayed overnight at a shelter in Uptown. It was hard getting evicted and losing my job. I had nothing. I had health issues. It's like I just cracked and gave up. I realized I needed help. Not only did I need to learn how to make better financial decisions, but I had many issues I needed to fix. I found out about Sarah Circle and started coming for case management at the daytime center. Case management led me to the permanent supportive housing program. Today I have my own apartment through Sarah Circle. That apartment is my home. Having my own place makes me feel secure and like I can finally take care of my health issues. It's a blessing to finally have roots again.
Have you already turned right onto Sheridan Road? If not, then pause the video here until you arrive at 4838 North Sheridan Road, right across the street from the Boys and Girls Club. Welcome to Sarah Circle's Daytime Support Center. This building is home to the Daytime Support Center, the 10 Judy Krieger apartments, and additional administrative space. Completed in 2013, this building marked Sarah Circle's very first home of its own. The Daytime Support Center is typically the first point of entry for many women coming for help. It offers a safe space for women to build community and access essential resources such as showers, laundry, meals, toiletries, as well as individualized case management to help women secure safe and permanent homes. The 10 Judy Krieger apartments are home to 10 women with histories of chronic homelessness. Women in our permanent supportive housing program may stay in these units for the rest of their lives or can move on to other housing as they please. Sarah Circle serves approximately 800 women per year and houses over 100. Some women coming for help are experiencing homelessness for the first time. Others have been homeless for over a decade or more. If you haven't already, feel free to continue walking south down Sheridan Road. Just be careful crossing Lawrence Avenue. The building on your right at 4750 North Sheridan Road is the Institute of Cultural Affairs. Sarah Circle rents space within this building that contains our second interim housing program. Interim Housing offers 24/7 supportive services to help women move quickly from homelessness to permanent housing. Unlike typical shelters, interim housing provides the stability of a temporary home so that women can work, save money, and access other resources to overcome homelessness. Across Chicago, There is an urgent need for additional beds, as interim housing programs and emergency shelters have had to reduce numbers to accommodate social distancing. Because of this critical shortage, Sarah Circle will operate 2 interim housing programs for the duration of 2021. Continue walking south down Sheridan Road, but before you miss it, look to the parking lot on your left, just across from the Institute of Cultural Affairs. We are working hard to build our 3rd facility on this parking lot to provide much needed housing, as well as programming space for women in permanent supportive housing. By the time this building is finished, Sarah Circle will have over 100 units of permanent supportive housing. Continue walking south down Sheridan Road. Stop at the southwest corner of Leland and Sheridan. As you walk, listen to Elizabeth's story.
I grew up down south where I spent summers on my grandfather's farm. I remember running through the fields. They are my fondest memories. But he got older, reduced the farm to a couple of chickens, and eventually got cancer and passed away. Everything changed after he died. I went to live with my dad and my stepmom. She was abusive. My sisters ran away from home so much that they ended up in reform school. I was well-behaved, followed the rules, stayed home and did my schoolwork, but I started getting depressed because of the abuse. I got emancipated at 15 and married a man who was significantly older than me. At the time where we were, that was legal. We had 2 kids together, and that's when he became abusive. First psychological and emotional, and then he started getting physical. We moved to Wisconsin, and soon after I filed for divorce. The court gave him full custody of our children. I tried to fight it, but I never saw my kids again. He began stalking me, so I moved to Chicago. I had a pen pal here and got in touch with her to see if she could help me find a place to live. I moved in with a friend of hers for a while, but my ex's stalking got so bad that she asked me to leave. I became homeless. I heard about the interim housing program at Sarah's Circle, so I got in touch. I now have a bed, and I'm working on getting housed. I'm really grateful for the case managers at Sarah's Circle. They try to raise morale with COVID going on. It's not easy. If I didn't have Sarah's Circle right now, I don't know what I would do.
Now for the reason behind this winter walk's theme, the Welcome Home Walk. The 6-story building before you at the southwest corner of Sheridan and Leland is the site of Sarah's on Sheridan. We are delighted to welcome home 38 women with histories of chronic homelessness who would otherwise still be homeless if not for this project. Along with those units, Sarah's on Sheridan contains one of our 2 interim housing facilities, as well as designated rooms for social and group activities, case management, and additional storage space. If you haven't already, now would be the perfect time to snap a photo or video of yourself on this walk. Be sure to tag Sarah Circle on social media and use the hashtag #WelcomeHomeWalk. Our architectural partners, Perkins and Will, helped us pay homage to the original building's heritage by restoring the terracotta Viking women that adorned the building's original facade. Please look up to meet our very own Viking warrior and neighborhood mascot, Sarah Cotta, who watches over this building. Continue walking south down Sheridan Road until Wilson Avenue, then take a right onto Wilson Avenue. Completing Sarah's on Sheridan was made possible in large part thanks to the steadfast community support from people like you. Being able to house more women and provide them with life-saving services relies on the support from our volunteers and donors, including the substantial funds raised through the Winter Walk, A Mile in Her Shoes. We could not be more grateful to you for being an advocate for women who are homeless. Your generosity directly helps women in need, women like Charlotte.
My mom abandoned me and my 3 other siblings when I was less than 2 months old. We were found by the landlord coming to collect rent in a cardboard box, crying for food and dying of malnutrition. Our mom was in New York by this time on drugs. My siblings and I were taken and put in foster homes, and our foster parents were abusive. I was raped at 13, and the police blamed me for what happened, so I stopped going to the police for any help. At 16, I was living in a group home with a baby boy of my own. I was tricked out of custody of my son by the state, so I went to LA where my mom lived. At first, it was a happy reunion, but she ended up kicking me out on the street, and I got a job stripping to survive. In 1991, I came to Chicago. I hadn't dealt with my abandonment issues, and I started doing drugs. And I got in trouble with the law and found myself in jail. I I heard about Sarah's Circle 25 years ago. I heard you go there, sit, and get fed. They took me to drug treatment, fed me, and clothed me. I didn't commit to getting off drugs for a long time. I just needed to make it through the day then. I was homeless. I didn't know where my next meal was coming from. I wasn't ready to deal with reality. In June 2016, I met my husband and got clean. Today we live together near Uptown, and I have been working in home health services for 7 years. The support women get at Sarah's Circle is different for everyone. I needed Sarah's Circle for a hot meal, to have a place to recover, to receive the nourishment I needed to survive another day. And sometimes that's just what you need.
As you walk east down Wilson Avenue, you will walk past Truman College on your left. That is the typical event site for the Winter Walk, A Mile in Her Shoes. We at Sarah's Circle are so appreciative of you taking the time to take this walk to better understand homelessness through the eyes of those who struggle with it personally. We look forward to greeting you in person again as soon as it is safe to do so. Until then, thank you for being part of Sarah's Circle's story. With your help, we will end homelessness for more women in Chicago. And please be safe getting home. We hope you will tune into the virtual Winter Walk program on Sunday, February 28th at 1 p.m. Thank you.